Right, you're going to have something very different now. We're going to have a bit of poetry. So, this one has not had a public outing yet. The others will have had and have had. And this is a roast of public enemy number one, Andrew, formerly known as the Prince. So it's Andrew, right. His fall from grace is complete. Now the title Prince has been removed in the press of a key. Charles has hit the delete. The man who isn't familiar with what means being discreet and widely vilified as a knob and a cheat. In his car crash interview with Emeline Pankhurst, squirming in his seat, he couldn't sit still. Classic symptoms of syphilis. Should have said nothing, but left the talking to his orifice. And the Queen noted that this was far worse than the 1992 Annus Horribilis. Unable to remember being pictured with Virginia Giffray and Ghislaine Maxwell, one the victim, the other a Jezebel. And like the long-winded inquiry into the disaster of Grenfell, it leaves a bad smell, and how ironic the song He Won't Go by Adele. Conveniently forgetting of being prone to bouts of amnesia, repeating the same answer to all questions, I don't recall in absentia. Watching on TV a nation suffering an outbreak of nausea, the viewers all agreed he should receive an overdose of general anaesthesia. His explanation cut no mustard. Your memory is an odd thing to mislay. All those nights of debauchery in your £17 million Swiss ski chalet. You can recall the 70s and the great goals of Pelé, but not with your pants down in the act of foreplay. When paying Virginia Giffray an out of court settlement of millions of pounds, he was spectacularly unrepentant, everyone recalled. Like the scratch record, it was not an admittance, but remained unwilling to fall on his sword. His self-centered world that was so squalid with what he did, trying to bury the truth and hid, like throwing out the rubbish, right-thinking people would say, you are rubbish, get rid. Only able to muster a few million and looking like a distinct possibility of prison. No chance of escape. Steve McQueen doesn't do pillion. So where did he find that amount of money? I'll tell you, it was his fucking mummy. Thank you. This one is the only one I've had published. It was in the Buzzing Bars Manchester anthology. And the crux of the thing is when I get to the end to discover who I'm lucky enough to actually know. And it's about when Chanel had their big event. It's when Chanel came to town. So the open secret is out, and in town has arrived the biggest of hitters. Chanel are in Manchester, and the local diehards are asking if it's the newest Holtz's best bitter. It's the international métier d'art, and to those who don't know, Manchester's usual idea of cultural is someone who talks all la-di-da and turn their noses up at beef paste in favour of foie gras. Taking over the northern quarter, where in the distant industrial past, the area appeared in the dullest tones of sepia. Though today's very different, celebs abound. You may well be unlucky enough to bump into David and Victoria. Historically known as Cottonopolis, now a trendy hangout for the acolytes of Oasis, greeting all their mates, are you alright, Chris? And sat in cafes, when if it's not raining, the clouds are invariably cannabis. Getting a coffee in an ecological reusable cup, though it's more likely because no one starts to do the washing up. A roof has been erected over the full length of Thomas Street. The Chanel people have demanded that everyone has been upholding to be discreet. Nothing Parisian about this scene, just 40 yards of municipal concrete. A surrealist version worthy of René Magritte. As the models stroll down the catwalk, turn and wave au revoir, just where 24 hours ago you could still get 20 B&H the permanently open spa. However, 15 minutes later, it was all done and dusted. Goodbye, adieu. The A-listers were in complete shock when they were pointed towards the traditional transport. The bus queue for the 142. The after-show party in Victoria Baths is now in full swing, a scene that wouldn't be lost in the sting. The champagne corks are popping, the glasses are overflowing. The stage is in the deep end of a disused swimming pool. The man's recommended fashion for such an event is a cagoule. The headlining band have been warming up with a theme tune to Play School. I spy the keyboard player with a hairstyle of his time. It's back in and cool. You may well ask, was it Brian Cox and Dean Reed? Was it fuck? It was my mate Terry Miles banging the keys for Primal Scream. Thank you. Local issues, McDonald's drive-thrus. This was done at the, what was it called?
No.
COVID, that's it. It's so long ago now. So it's the drive-through and I don't know what all the chores it pushes through. So if you thought the drive-through was going to be quick, you should have thought on and packed a picnic. Out of towners in a full minibus in front of you and used to the rhythms of McDonald's Urmston, where the top speed is slow motion and the local standing joke is the staff are under sedation. Others in the queue are beginning to cast aspersions. The whispers are true. The milkshake machine is down, suffering from paralysis. I say they're taking them at piss. When the convoy of cars begin to creep, the driver in front grabs 40 winks. He's gone to sleep. I use the international signal for the inattentive, a long hard beep. When you reach the glass screen, Chantal's lost in a daydream. You turn up the volume of Killer Queen. She drops the Hello magazine and passes you the card machine. Speaking in fluent pale green, she just gives a grunt. No please or thank you, just park at the front. You accept your fate, it's going to be a long wait. In the car park you watch others in the same situation, all looking like they're suffering the symptoms of premenstrual tension. Watching the staff wandering around like school children, the stress can only deepen. Are my chips going to be cold? Am I going to fucking explode? Will they forget the ketchup? Yet another fuck up. As Dominic searches for your car, wandering around like a lamb lost in an abattoir, eventually finds you in full view after all. You're fed up now and ready for a speedy withdrawal. So what's the big deal? Has it been such an ordeal? Damn right, this has not been a happy meal. Where's my bloody McFlurry? I knew I should have gone for a curry. Thank you. Three down, two to go. I could carry on all night. Right. I'll give you a couple of I'm not going to offend anybody with this one, but it picks on a few people. It covers a lot of subjects. It's school run. Outside the school gates every morning the Chelsea tractors assemble. Wags dropping off their protégés of trouble on Font Terrible. About the self-designated drop-off zone, they exit their 4x4s with all the style and aplomb of Sharon Stone, and no attempts to hide their new breasts of silicone. With their matching school and Gucci handbags, mother and daughter made up looking like queens in drag to let little Lucinda out on the zigzags. Throwing a tantrum, already on the autistic spectrum, just like her mum, no decorum. She gives an air of her alleged upper class. She drinks her Red Bull out of a wine glass, proudly displaying her Kardashian designer lard ass. Her lips are inflated to 55 psi. It's physically impossible to take a bite out of a meat potato pie. Fresh out the tanning salon, skin shining in the sun like Teflon. What colour is that, you all ask, visibly appalled? I'll check it with Farrow Ball. It's a perfect match for a minge. It's Umpa orange. Well, old habits die hard for this habitual shoplifter. The partials shout straight under the weight of Machino and Hollister. This hard-faced woman has been exposed as a fraudster. Regrets double-crossing that shyster. Turns out she was the prosecuting barrister. Inevitably, the judge declared, You are not of good character. Well, this mother has done her last school run. The other mothers gave her the big shun. The whispers are she was fucking everyone. Wouldn't expect anything less from her wife. I'm sorry to say that this mother was a professional in all things shag. Good work if you can get it. It will pay a lot more than this part-time poet. Thank you. Last one. We all know who this is. We all know one. It's the pub bore. It's fictional. This person might or might not exist. Right. So if you wear 2 or 3 lanyards morning, noon and shopping late at night, no one gives a fuck you ran half a marathon on the Isle of Wight, or you volunteer in the gift shop at the Museum of the Great Light. Chances are you are shallow and don't excite, and you no doubt work for the county council and have all the charisma of Nigel Mansell. You complain about all the complainers in front of you in the queue, not realising they are all as tedious and odious as you. You holidayed in Peru. You moaned continually about the view. Well, what did you expect? That's Machu Picchu. You invite yourself to a party only to turn up with a half-drunk bottle of Chianti and then continue to fill your face with all that expensive dolce latte. You are a persistent chronic farter, and that makes you persona non grata. You live on your own and have no friends. Even your imaginary ones look down on you and condescend. The conversation is repetitive. You find your own company repulsive. You have all the personality of an olive. No bloody wonder you are so unresponsive. Sorry to be blunt, but all you do is grunt. You are backwards in all things up front. Some might accuse me of a witch hunt. I avoid using the obvious 4-letter word to make my point. This is not a story of folklore. Someone who is at best to ignore. The excitement only builds up when you are departing through the exit door. We are talking about someone to whom I have no rapport. Forever and ever, you are always and will be the pub bore. Thank you.
Let's give that round of applause to our quiz here. That was brilliant.